What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you are listening to this on the podcast, thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a minute on all fronts. Granted, only about 2 or 3 weeks here on YouTube, but it's been over, maybe 2 months when it comes to the podcast. So, yes, thank you so much for taking a moment to tune in and listen. And I am just sharing some new things, a few things. Okay, so as you can see here, for those of you watching this on YouTube, we have a meal being prepared, and you can find all the recipe ingredients below, and you can find the actual recipe at the blog that is posted below. You can click on the link below as well. And yeah, I just have some new things taking place right now. I've really, in my absence, I've been contemplating, debating, going back and forth with myself, figuring things out, really, and recognizing where I'm at with things, where I'm at with life. So recently, I went through this really big release, is the best word to say, like just a letting go, a huge wave of deconditioning. And this came about from, I had actually went through, my cycle, my menses, and it just all came out at one time. And, I live my life in a way that is very present, it's very spiritual around these parts, and I realized how I had been in this space of attempting to share my life and make something of that, giving it to others so it can help them, right? But in reality, although I'm very good at all of these things, although they come very naturally to me, it's comes with much ease. It is not necessarily the predominant aspect of how it is that I should be showing up, right? And what it is that I should be doing. And if we're looking at this from a human design perspective, because y'all know I love all the things, the tarot, the astrology, okay, the self-identifiers, and I really like to connect with those and see what is true for me, because sometimes we get introduced to things that may not necessarily resonate with us, or sometimes we just see like, oh wow, this makes sense, this is me, it makes sense as to why I show up, how I show up, who I am, or how I am, I should say, more so. How it is that I function and go about living and being. So in human design, I am a projector. And when it comes to being a projector, life is supposed to be not of the doing, right? Not always providing and producing everything all the time, and with that doesn't mean that doesn't happen. It's just, it can't be done in the way for us, that the world is set up that, holds you in this space of believing that go about it this way and you will succeed, when in reality that doesn't naturally work for us. It causes more chaos in our lives. It causes a lot more stress and strain and things that just don't necessarily serve our being, because we come from an energetic yin standpoint, so everything is more docile for us, everything is more passive for us, and as a woman, being a predominantly yin based energy is even more so, and with that, I was finding myself, choosing to do a thing and it just being too much. It wasn't that like, oh, I can't do this. It's just like, it would drain me. It would wear me out. And I kept trying this and kept trying that. And I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna try it this way, and kept thinking like, oh, okay, this is the way. When one day after that big release, like it was an energetic release, a mental release, emotional, even physical, like I feel everything just seems lighter. I don't want to say different. It's similar. It's pretty much the same, but just lighter. It's not as much. It's not heavy. It's not packed with a bunch of baggage and packaging and extra instruction or whatever. And it basically, it was like a revelation for some time, for a while. So I am a certified, well, I have a diploma, a culinary diploma. I went to culinary school. All right, I am a certified chef. Okay, and I do not necessarily utilize that aspect of me, that gift, I guess you can call it, because cooking is something that has always come very naturally for me. If you've listened to my podcast, I think I had mentioned before, I come from a really large family. I'm from the South, so food is like the staple of, it's the hearth of the home, for real. Like, if we got food, we good. We coming around, we gathering around food, we connecting around food. We bonding around food, and I just have a really big family, a huge family. My grandmothers, they cooked, my maternal grandmother, she was a housewife, and my paternal grandmother, I know for some time, I don't think there was any time that she did not work. But she was taking care of her 12 children, and like I said, I have a big family. She has, like, I don't know, maybe like 12, 13 brothers and sisters. I can't be sure. I don't remember right now. And my maternal grandmother, she has 6 siblings, I believe. Or maybe it was 5 and it was 6 of them. Y'all, at this moment, I can't fully remember. And those details really don't matter. It's just I come from a very big Southern family, so food was always something, and as I got older and, being around my aunts and, it was just always there. And for a long time, I did not focus on, or that wasn't really a thing, because I was just out living my life doing whatever. But when I wasn't, I made sure that there was food, that, cooking was being had. And that has a lot to do with who it is that I am, like who I incarnated into this reality as. I have, my moon is in my 6th house. And it's in Capricorn, so that is about the routines, the structures. The 6th house is about everyday life. Like, this is the bread and the butter of how you operate, how you are nurtured and nourished and cared for within your life. It offers the not just the stability, but the foundation. And my moon is in Capricorn, so this is the structure of things. This is the built up on the roof on the house, the doors, the wallpaper, the paint, the carpet, the floor, whatever. It's the details of how everything manifests, okay, and what it looks like materially. So these things are just all very important for me, and they come very easy and natural to me. And I realized, like, wow, it's time for me to share this food, share this cooking, share these meals. Like, I like to give a lot of love, and I have been doing that through a spiritual means for so long. It's been 10 years since I've really been publicly offering spiritual work, and in part, I can say that I started off doing that from a space of not wanting to feel alone. I wasn't lonely, but when I first opened up to all these changes or whatever in my world, I really wasn't surrounded by people who were really open to it, so going to social media was like a resolve for me in some sense, because before that I was not on social media like that for real. Like, I would post some selfies here and there, post some pictures of me and friends with quotes. All right. And I believe I may have talked about this once before. So with all of these things being said, I realized how easy it would be for me to just cook and share recipes and share my words, share my thoughts and my understandings and everything, conversations that I've had with people, with connections that I'm making, what I've learned and everything like that through this, and on the blog, each recipe is separated beyond the video, and there are some things that I share there, sharing words here, and really just letting the ease carry me, because these things are so easy for me. It's so easy for me to get up and make breakfast, to fix a meal, to make dinner, right, to prep it and, create that. And all this time I had been in this space of rejecting it. I have truly been rejecting it out of, being like, no, I want to do this, and I'm gonna create this, and I'm gonna do these readings and everything like that. And granted, it's easy for me to do readings, but it's not easy for me to get ready, to make space, to make sure my son is doing what he's doing, and aligning that with all the days going on, because my days are always very full. They're very filled. And to stop and have to prepare for that is not as simple as it looks on a video. So that doesn't go to say that I won't be sharing any readings or anything like that, but I'm definitely going to be taking a different approach when it comes to the resources that I share for others, and just giving love and offering grace in the ways that are that come truly from me, right? Because food, cooking is not something that really anybody had to teach me. Granted, it was in my environment, so I absorbed it. But this is something that people who have been around me, that I've learned from, who be like, wow, how did you do that kind of thing? And it is with that where I realized that, okay, I need to stop psyching myself out. Why am I afraid for something to be easy for me? Why am I trying to force or push the idea that I have to work hard for something, that if I don't provide or produce a thing to look like this, then it's not going to be right. It's not going to be right. Right. And that's the thing. There is no right or wrong. There is just what it is that is for us, what it is that's for me, what it is that's for you. Right. And can no one outside of us tell us or try to make us believe that it is, unless, they can see something in us that we can't see in ourselves. And even in that, however, they really can't tell us the details of how to go about doing a thing, simply because we have to find out what is right, what is true, what is real for us. It's like, how are you gonna show up? How are you gonna be? It's about being. Like, who are you? What are you naturally good at? What comes of second nature to you? Maybe you good at producing ideas, right? Maybe you're good at keeping a routine. Okay, maybe you're good at keeping order. I don't know, maybe you're good at painting. Maybe you're good at singing. Maybe you're good at communicating and connecting and bringing people together. Okay. Maybe you're good at inspiring. It'd be the simplest things it'd be the minute things that we overlook in reference to ourselves, and, discard these things. It's like, maybe you're good at writing. Maybe you have a way with words. Maybe you have a way with your voice and speaking. What is that? Maybe you are very beautiful. All right. Because don't knock it. Beauty is a gift. And I think that the media has perverted it in some type of way. And, sometimes beauty doesn't really have to do anything with what is outside of us, and it's something that truly radiates from our internal sense of self, and it's about seeing the truth of our being and who it is that we are and how it is that we go about things. What things do people tell you about yourself that you just be like, oh, right, so look, okay, it's that thing that somebody tells you something that you just naturally do, like, oh, that's nothing, right? When in reality, that is it. That is it. Okay. And maybe that what is it is something that you may be opposed to out of the fact of a vast majority of opinion has made it seem like that's not enough, right? Or is something wrong with that? Or perhaps the idea of it has been perverted in reality to a way that it gives you a bad taste in your mouth, right? So then that leads us to putting on these masks, maybe we can call them, or maybe it's not even a mask. Maybe it's something that you do well, but you have to force it. It's a force of needing to be done. It may possibly be something that's supposed to be for you only, right? And all of a sudden, which was similar to me giving and sharing and offering all of these things on a public platform, when in reality, it's just like, this is how I live my life. Like, I'm in this space of feeling loving and wanting to share it with people, but giving it out there like that in some means can be looked as a form of like prostitution, which I know is like a drastic viewpoint, right? But when we give ourselves away in that way, it's on that frequency of in the attempt of receiving money for it. So you don't have to look at it like that. It could even you just trying to market yourself, right? And market your life when your life is your life and it belongs to you. And these were things that I had to come to the realization of and accept and embrace and be okay with the fact that, okay, I have been rejecting myself. I have been rejecting what is easy for me, something that would work better for me, but maybe if my son went to school and I didn't homeschool him, things will be simpler for me when it comes to offering consistent content and things of that nature. But my home, my hearth, my life is where my heart lies, right? And that's always going to come first before anything. And with that, I'm always preparing food, and it's nothing to record it, to take pictures of it, document it, and place it upon here or wherever, on my blog, on my website, and it's interesting. For years, I've always in this space wanted to produce food videos, but didn't, out of the fact that I think part of me was a little bit of self-conscious of like, this not good enough. And it's just like, actually it is good enough, so yes, this is where I am with it. Services are still available on the website. You can still receive readings. You can still receive any type of work, any type of support. There may be some new things being added up on there soon. There will be some different things being added on here, like some, I don't want to talk about it yet because I don't want to put nothing in stone that I haven't began. All right, but there will be a reading here or there that will be offered to view when it comes, when I'm feeling inspired. Like, I'm not I'm out of that place of being like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, this needs to be given. It's just like, no, what am I feeling in the moment? And if I have the space to do it in that moment, if I have the time to do it in that moment, then it will be done. But if it is not, then it just won't be, and it is the acceptance of that, the embracing that allows me to go forward and flow with the go, or go with the flow. I say that backwards. Either way, here on this video, you're seeing being made some pinto beans with some andouille sausage, some pepper steak, okay, and a cauliflower gratin, however you want to pronounce it, and the ingredients, you can find that below. The entire recipe you can find at the link, okay, and I'm just taking off the pressure, relieving the pressure. Okay, so interesting. I had a dream about the word Dalton, and I was on a chat with some close friends of mine, and so I was telling them about it, and they were looking it up, and it was like Dalton's Law, and it's like, I don't know. So I haven't fully looked into that, but Dalton's Law is about pressure, and I am in this space of really releasing and removing, or more so finding balance within the pressure that I'm willing to put in, right? The pressure I'm willing to allow to be upon me, right? Very 10 of Wands energy. What are you willing to allow to burden you? What needs to be released, right? What new start needs to happen, or what needs to happen in a new way? Where's the fresh start? Where's the vigor? Where's the energy? What enthralls? What enlivens? Where's the spirit? Where is the truth? What is the truth? And what does that look like? How do we go about connecting with that? So these are a few of these are the type of talks that I will be sharing with you guys over these food videos. I won't be voicing you step by step on how to make this, because you can see it right here in the video. And if you're listening to this in the podcast, I will definitely put a link in the description, and I will also have a link where you guys can share questions, right? Voice notes with me, and I can respond to them so we can connect in a different way, so I can respond to you guys if that's something that you are seeking or would like, or however, it's just, it's time, and the door is open. Happy winter solstice. All right. Happy Capricorn season. I hope that you have a wonderful time connecting with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones. I hope that the food is good and filling and nourishing. Okay. And yeah, that you just are having and have a wonderful time over these next few weeks and usher in this new year of 2023. That's going to be very interesting. We'll be talking about that. All right. It's going to be very interesting for us, and bringing us into something new for real, but yes, you guys, I will connect and talk with y'all very soon. Y'all can expect another video coming up before, well, at least after the holidays. Okay, and that will be some holiday food, I'm sure. All right, because I'm not cooking no food, but I am making some desserts. And yeah, y'all, have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the year. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, and happy New Year. All right. Many blessings to you all. And yes, bye for now.